Now going into our Blender file, remember we had imported our thin, so we're going to hide this and import our thick version. And then we're going to change this to VIP week 001, then go into our shader editor, and then using the node wrangler, we're going to press Ctrl+Shift+T on our principal BSD, go to our sub exports. We're going to select all of these. This is our base color, emission, height, metallic, normal, and roughness that we exported from Substance, and import that. Now if we go to our cycles preview, we can see there's nothing there because we don't have any lights. So let's go back to our 3D viewport area, go to our front view by pressing Shift+A, add an area light, bring that up. Then we can go back to our cycles view and you can see that we have some added lights. So I'm just going to add one more by pressing Shift+D just so we can see from the side. And then I'm going to make sure our 3D cursor is a center point. We can bring this around a bit and bring this up to about 50. And then we can add one more to the back. And I'm going to pump this up to about 250 to get that nice hairlight. And then we're going to hide our overlays so it looks clean. And then go into our shader editor, make sure the object is selected. Now you can see that there is some issues with the texturing. If we rotate this by 180 degrees, you can see the back is very messed up. This is because of our tiling. So to fix this, we're going to go into our shader editor and change it to UDIM tiles for all of these materials. And then you can see it's looking a lot better. Now, one thing you'll notice is that there's like this patching here. This is because of our displacement. It's way too high. So to fix that, we can set this down to about 0.01 and you can see that it's fixed. And then you can just play with the rest of the settings as you wish. So you can see if we turn this off, it goes away completely. So I'm actually going to set this to 0.05 and then we still have some of that displacement. Okay, the last thing we're going to do is add in a button. So I'm using a Blender kit to add on, which is really cool. They have a really wide range of objects that you can import into your scene. So I'm going to type in button and we're going to look for a button over here. This one looks pretty good. I'm going to download this just by clicking on it. And then you can see in our layer area here that we have imported a button. I'm just going to drag it up in the 3D viewport and then bring it to the front. And then change this to border box center and rotate this by 90 degrees. And then going into our material preview, you can see we have a button. So let's just bring that up here and make it a tad bit bigger. And then under our modifiers, we're going to just increase the level of subdivision in this button just to make it smoother. And then I'm also going to change the color to the gray, a dark black, not completely black, and then increase the roughness. And then we're going to bring this as close to the fabric as possible. And then once that's added, we can add some stitching there. So I'm going to be using a curve tool, the path tool, and then this is what I'm going to be using for my stitching. So just bringing this over here, we can separate this. So we have a front view and we have a different perspective to work with. That looks pretty good. And then in the front view, we can scale this down until it looks like it's fitting. And then in edit mode, we can press tab to go to edit mode, or you can select it up here. We're going to select all by pressing A and subdivide this. We're going to select the edges and just bring them back along the y-axis. And then in our curve data, we're going to increase the bevel so we can see it. And then going into our material preview mode, we can see that some stitching has been added. So I'm actually going to select this and make it crossed like so, and then press Shift-D to make another one and cross it. In our side preview mode, you can see that it's sticking out quite a bit. So let's just fix that and rotate it, bring it down so it's not overlapping. And then we have our stitching. Let's add a new material here and we can call this stitches and just make it black and increase the roughness. Then we're going to apply that same material to the other one. And then when we go into our material preview mode, you can see that we have a finished pair of denim pants. So let's save this. And the last thing we're going to do is add a camera. So let's go back to our preview. We're going to press Shift-A and add a camera. Just bring this up and back and then hit set active as object. And then go back to our preview. And just like that, we've set up a camera. Now, I do want it to go back a slight bit. So let's adjust that. And then the last thing we're going to do is do export settings. So I'm going to go to output. You can set your resolution to whatever you want. The main thing is if you want an image, it'll be in PNG. If you want a video, it'll be FFmpeg video, and then you'll change your encoding to H.264. But you can check out my other videos to see how to do all of that. But what you mainly want to focus on here is your renderer. Set it to about 500 to 1000 if you want some really good results. You can keep your settings as is, and then you go to the top right, say render image, and it should take some time to render. And then once it has rendered, you can go file, save as, and just save it to wherever you want. But yeah, if you guys did enjoy this video, please make sure to drop a like, comment, and sub. If you want these exact files, make sure to join my VIP channel from as little as $14 a month, or you can get access to these files on my store for the individual item. But yeah, thank you so much, guys. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.